Let me shuffle the cards here, and let's just see what what the topic is going to be. Okay, so the topic is Sauvage, she who is wild, untamed, wild, mysterious. She who is wild, untamed, wild, mysterious. Okay, when that's in balance and harmony, it's fine. You just don't want to get too overboard, with the wild and crazy, untamed. But let's see what it says. Goodness. Okay, goodness. Let's pull our other two cards and put them over here. Okay. And we're going to use the same deck again to get our clarifiers. So goodness. So as long as you're staying in the mode of goodness, and what is this? We have I was going to say maybe it's a blue, but it's a purple bird. Purple bird. Don't see many purple birds, do we? But you can see that really she's in her own world there. Just really going with the flow, perhaps going with the flow of nature, just really consumed in her own reveling, okay? Just feeling it, okay? Totally feeling it. So we have goodness, okay, and attachment, okay? So I think that this kind of can go with the other reading that we just did about letting go of these old attachments, old patterns, old dramas. And maybe it's good to get out there and release these things, get a little wild, and stay in goodness, okay? Let this move you, okay? Letting go of these attachments that one has had. Okay. Okay, yeah. So the challenge is recognizing the divine, letting go of these old attachments. These are overruling emotions that are not aiding anything in our lives, okay? And just dancing in kind of wild abandon in goodness, coming to alignment with the divine is recognizing that seed state wherever one is, and going forward having intuition, okay, of sacredness. Again, these are the things I talk about first, coming into alignment and harmony with sacredness, simplicity, honesty, integrity, okay? Honesty and integrity and transparency. Not needing, if you are doing things behind the scenes, needing to hide it, being basically having a mask and doing, that you're something other behind the scenes, that's not integrity. That's not having any kind of integrity. Okay, you have to be the same person no matter what's going on. Okay, having that integrity, honesty, truth, being willing to stand up, and being the same no matter where you're at, having continued integrity, okay? Transparency. If you're living your life in transparency, and you're not doing something untoward, dark behind the scenes that you're worried is going to get, caught up and caught out, okay? If you're not, then there's nothing you're needing to protect, that you're needing to, put out false things about, etc. People get caught in this thing, they're doing things they know they shouldn't be doing, and then they're starting to have all these lies and trying to remember all the lies that they've told so they can, if you're in honesty and truth, it is what it is. There's nothing to remember. It's just point blank what it is. You live a nice, clean life. You are who and what you are. You stand by your word. You're a person of integrity. You're not doing something behind the scenes that needs to be hidden. So you're not wearing a mask. You just are who you are. And you live a simple life. Then there's nothing to come back on you. You don't have to have a guilty conscience. If you've got a guilty conscience, then what is it you've been into that you know you shouldn't? Okay? What is it that you know you shouldn't be doing? And it's time to clean up the act. Be attached to goodness. Be attached to the good things. Let go of negative attachments that have been ruling one's mind and ruling one's actions for a long time, whether it's because one feels like they might feel vulnerable and they don't want to, they want to put up a false front, a bravado. Okay? So again, it's about, the whole path is about challenging one's life, what's there. Not somebody else's life, challenging your own life. Okay? And getting a handle on it. If you're going to walk the path of Kali, now again, you go back and you can look at the Chandi pot, and what was it? The demons were overruling the earth, and what were the demons? These unproductive emotions, anger, jealousy, all of that drama. And that's what she came to fight. And how did she fight it? She cut the head off of it. She drank the blood because the blood represents the thoughts. When one thought gets in the ground and manifests, it creates 10 more. So you stop it. You stop it before it begins. Okay? And the worst demon, most difficult one to fight was the last one, which is ego. Because ego is the one that winds up creating all these thoughts of negativity, of jealousy, of anger, of hate, of all these things. And why do these things come up? Because, feeling that somebody's got more than I have, or, whatever it is. And so this is a path of, looking at these things, and what do you use to fight them? You use prayer. You use, you can look at all the different things that she was using on the path to counter these things and to nip them in the bud. Okay? So it's showing, there that you cut the head of it. Whatever it is, whatever erroneous emotion or action or thing that one is dealing with, you cut the head of it. And you don't sit there and entertain those thoughts. Because you entertain it, and what happens? You're planting the seed of it, and the mind is very fertile. It will grow 10 more of the same. And then you really got yourself in a conundrum. Okay, you've really got yourself going in a spinning circle with these things, and it just grows. It grows and grows and grows until it becomes almost unmanageable. Okay? So the path is about, questioning this. Is it true? Is it not? You look at how it's running one's life, how it's ruling one's life, and then you look at it deeper, you question it, you find out where it's coming from, and you cut the root of it. Pull that sucker out of the ground and take it out, burn it, be done with it. And that's what the first reading was about this today, was letting go of these old patterns, letting go of these old vulnerabilities, letting go of this past life things that's ruling one's life. Okay, so that one can go forward. So be attached to goodness, love, light, sacredness. And if you have negative emotions coming up, look at it. Look at how it's affecting your body. Look at how it's affecting one's mind. Look at how it's affecting one's life. And how one stays caught in a prison of their own making until one is willing to look deeper at these, question it, and cut the root of it and be done with it. Okay? And be done with it. Okay? And when one gets to that point, you know, or if you are on the path of wanting to know the divine is, wanting to know who is God, what is, what is the foundation of the universe, what is this? Well, whatever is changeable is not that. So you watch, and you keep netty, not this, not this, not this. If it's changeable, okay, and you want to find that seed of the divine is within your own being, whatever is changeable is not that. Okay? So when emotions are changeable, not that. Body's changeable, not that. Thoughts are changeable, not that. Okay? But this is something you can't just do on a light level of say, well, I know that's changed, so that can't be it. No, it's got to be something that you really contemplate and look at really deeply. And then when you finally get to that moment where you can absolutely get it, then that unlocks. And you go to the next one, and that unlocks. And you go to the next deeper level, and that unlocks. And you keep going until you find what is the truth. It's like yesterday when I put up the thing about Nisargadatta, and he gets so irritated when people come because it doesn't matter what you try to explain, they're not going to get it. And this guy kept wanting to try to categorize things. Well, is it the divine is? It's the secondary is. There's another, there's another I. It's a bigger I. It's a, no. So people continue to want to wrap it around an ego sense, but that's not it, And so again, it's something, the path is that one has to look at things deeply, deeply, deeply. Okay? They're not going to get it by surface, logical mind play. It doesn't come that way. Okay? So it doesn't do any good to talk about Advaita, what it is to remain in that state of consciousness with people that are in the minds of duality, because they're just not going to get it. By talking, you can't get it. You have to get there by, again, deep contemplation. Okay? Netty, not this, not this, not this, not this. Okay. And you keep going until finally it breaks through, and all these constructions one has had around an ego self that's created an ego self of storyline and drama falls, it breaks, it washes away. Okay. And that can be like the Tower moment. That's why they said the Tower card is the Enlightenment card, because everything deconstructs. Everything you thought you knew deconstructs. It falls apart like it never was. Getting enlightenment, think People think with enlightenment they're going to gain something. I'm going to get more. I'm going to be bigger. I'm going to be better. I'm going to be... No, but you find out you're the zero. You don't exist. You never existed in that way. Okay? So it's the opposite of what people think that enlightenment is. Okay? It's the great leveler. Okay? Whole different state of consciousness. But people are on this thing of thinking, I want to get enlightened because I want to gain more. I want to have more power. I want to have more control. I want to have, It's nothing remotely close to that type of a happening. Okay? It's exactly the opposite of what people think that it is. So I'm going to leave this here. I hope this has aided somebody in their journey, that has gotten something that one can incorporate into their path that's going to move them forward to a more beneficial life. Okay, more peace, more quietude, more, rather than this upending hamster wheel of worry, angst, etc., etc., etc. One can come to a point of that peace that passes understanding, but it takes the pearl of great price. And how is the pearl of great price made? Through suffering, through going through those layers of irritations. Okay? As beautiful as a pearl is, it comes out of the difficulties in life. Okay? The irritations in life. Okay? So one has to be willing to confront those irritations of life. Okay? And to question them deeply. And then those knots are cut. Then one enters into that peace that passes understanding. Okay? Because it's not about understanding logically what it is. It's beyond that. Peace that passes understanding. Okay? You have to go beyond the logical mind of duality. This and that. Okay? So I'm going to leave this here. Much love and light, and I'll see you online.